What's up?
Aren't you doing it for the likes?
Nah, I ain't doing it for the likes.
Oh, okay. Hold up. So you doing it for the pussy?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't doing it for that.
Okay, then. What are you doing it for?
Man, I do it for the culture. He showed up, ladies and gentlemen. Our special, yeah, we gotta make him special now.
Yeah.
The special guest is Barry King Cole Jr. Welcome, Barry.
Excellent Wonder Woman shirt.
At least he came with a Wonder Woman shirt.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what's
a good
up.
shirt.
Barry, how you doing, man?
You know, we out here grinding, getting over colds.
Oh, shit.
Yo, I love it. We out here grinding. We are grinding, man. How you feel, bro?
You know,
You said you got a cold?
my dude, I was blowing so much snot out of my nose just to get here. I could have rode the wave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel you.
No, you don't. But
I don't
good
feel
that
you.
you don't feel me.
I bet. Yeah, actually, right.
Yeah. It's
I don't want to
awesome.
feel you ever.
No, you don't want to feel this.
That's spectacular.
I don't even sound normal right now. Super nasal.
And his voice is usually pretty deep, so this is even deeper. So he's approaching Barry White levels.
Ooh.
Never ever want to give you up. No. So right now we're doing like Marvel TV right now.
Okay.
So I was kind of asking her how she felt about Luke Cage season 2. She said she kind of dug it. She thumbs up on it.
Yeah, I
I thought
mean,
Bushmaster was a serviceable villain. I thought he was really good. I thought Alfred Woodard was really fucking. She did her thing.
I mean, Alfred Woodard is gonna.
She's Alfred Woodard,
Yeah.
man.
You can
Okay,
give her a paper
Luke
bag.
Cage
she'll be
season
fine.
2.
Luke Cage in general, the guy that they chose as an actor is trash.
Michael Coulter. So you're not on the Coulter.
No, I'm a fan. I'm just also
Yeah.
a realist. Like
Gotcha,
he'll be
gotcha.
better.
Sure.
If you dial back to the prototype shows like Smallville, he was trash in the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
and as you got towards like season 6 through
6
9,
seasons.
he got better,
Tom Welling, we talking about.
much better.
Okay.
So-
what do you think, Tamara, as a Smallville watcher?
I'm
I'm not qualified because I only caught like 2 episodes.
Season 4 was when his acting started to get better. As soon as they brought Lois Lane in,
Barry don't pull no punches. So.
I liked Erica Durance as Lois a lot. I thought there's a sort of purity innocence thing that they were playing in season 1 that worked in that level. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah,
But I was telling him off air that I have a very complicated relationship with Smallville. And while they did a lot of really good stuff, they also were largely garbage. And so
prototype shows you got to just take it as it is. And I think as consumers, to the sense of you're not creating the content, you're not going on the grind, you're not a part of those projects, to be that hypercritical is almost ignorant. So you need to pull back to a certain degree and realize what you're getting. You're watching the growth of live action superheroes on television. That transition is going to take time.
Sure, but they had 10 whole seasons, right?
Yeah.
So my thing about it was less about, like, I'm actually very lenient about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I think that if you have good intentions where you're coming here and trying to work something out, like I was just talking about S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. was had to depend on things that happened in the movie that you won't even know until halfway through the season. So that hampered them when they were able to kind of go around it and then break it up into 2 like 12 episode arcs. They really, really pushed into a great spot.
Finally.
So for my thing about Smallville and for just any comic book property, there are certain pillars of a character and there are certain things that you have to understand how that character works, why people like them, and how to keep those things the same while playing around with them. It's why most Batman shows are good, because Batman's pillars are so straightforward.
Talk it.
And so you can do Batman the Brave and the Bold and be really enjoyable while also doing Batman Beyond, while also doing,
Gotham is trash.
I wasn't going to say Gotham. I don't watch Gotham.
I don't even consider that as...
No, it's a whole other...
It is just, let's tuck that under...
Yeah, it's a whole other thing. If you like Gotham, more power to you.
I'm not hating on you. That's another genre of entertainment.
Yeah, I just didn't want it. I looked at it, I saw what they were going to do. Yeah. It's exactly what I thought it was going to be.
She said exactly. Just getting back to Luke Cage, season 2 was overall one of the better Marvel seasons overall. I would have to say the only other one that I felt like was on that level was Daredevil season 2. Daredevil season 2.
You didn't like season 3? I want to say, hold on, before we start going to Daredevil season 3. I was telling her, though, Iron Fist season 2, because they had changed the showrunner, was really good.
Season 2 was lit.
It was lit. I'm telling you.
But it was too late, though.
It was too late.
It was too late, yeah.
It was just too late. They needed to come with that ferocity season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1.
I mean,
Well, they had the bad showrunner.
this is not HBO.
Yeah.
HBO will give you second chances, second seasons, and everybody kind of expects an HBO show to start slow.
You can't do that.
You cannot do that with Netflix. You're binging.
You gotta
You're
swing.
releasing the product all at once, and it's like, you know, it's like the dude at the weed shop. You go in there, you buy like a little eighth, and it's trash, and you hate smoking through it. You're never going back again. That's the taste that was left in your mouth.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
done.
Yeah.
Bushmaster was a phenomenal villain. Here's my thing. I'm tired of black people beating on black people on TV.
Sure.
No, I'm just done.
So I guess
No,
Black
I'm-
Lightning and Tobias will.
I'm just done.
That's why I binge watch that, by the way.
I'm kind of done.
Yeah,
All right, let's talk about that some more. So we don't
Okay.
like our black heroes fighting another black person.
It's not that we don't. It's not
They
that.
fight other people too. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's it's a thing.
Tamara,
of-
you're in agreement?
Yeah, well, it's a thing of like, because so Black Lightning being very much about trying to use education as a way out and how that works with the whole, hood and all that kind of stuff. That's really interesting. That's great. I'm glad that we're finally getting a story like that from black people who are showrunners. But the problem with that is that that's the only story you ever get to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So we can only ever tell that story of, about drugs and do the city and young men, you got to put your pants up and be respectable and all that kind of stuff.
Pick up your pants.
Yeah.
Little nigga.
Whereas, and that's why I go back to Black Panther being so great, because Black Panther, we at least got to have that straight up superhero story.
Yeah,
that
right,
we never
right.
ever get to do in any other space.
Also, it made sense because they were having a civil war within the clans.
Yeah.
And you needed to get over that hump to get out of the black on black. And I get that.
Because now you can just take it to he can fight other shit, and we don't have to revisit this shit. We set
I
it
saw
up
that
and
in Avengers 4.
right.
They're not fighting each other anymore.
Yeah.
That's over. That's deaded.
Yeah.
Love is love now.
I mean,
We can-
what did old boy say, M'Baku say to your boy when he walked up and everybody was on the front line? I got you, brother. Like,
Yeah,
we're past that.
Yeah.
I saved you from the river,
You helped me out.
Yeah.
But that's
Yeah.
also, I think, why in Black Lightning, even though you still have Tobias Whale and all that stuff going on, he did get that extra level of these corporate and military complexes
Those
coming into the
government-
hood and
The
experimenting on people.
experimental.
And while giving you a greater level of stuff to talk about, that's also another thing, like that Tuskegee sort of like
Experiment shit.
situation.
Season
It's
2's been
just-
good so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's. I feel like Black Lightning is what Blackish tried to do with a superhero. I feel like it has a
I can see that.
I feel like it has a bit of ATL thrown in there a little bit.
For sure,
And
because
it
it's
has
Atlanta Light. They shooting
yeah.
Atlanta.
I mean, and then it has a bit, that's real. And then it has a bit of, and this is a popular show. Everybody's watching it. It has moments, insecure moments for the females, for the female characters. And I like that. I like how they're touching on aspects of living and breathing and being a part of an urban community as an intelligent black human being, and seeing how we set ourselves apart and also try to give back and bring other people out of the quicksand of the belief system that they can't do any better.
So I booked him for the show today. That's right. Preach, brother. It's that real shit we talking here. Deep dive, baby. This is deep dive. We did this for the nerds, and especially the black nerds who love this shit. I appreciate that, man.
Black Lightning's could have deserved a better network, but I understood why they did that.
Because it was supposed to be at Fox, so thank God it didn't go to Fox.
Oh God, thank you.
Yeah, no.
So
And I don't
I'll
mean
take the
better.
CW blessing.
I don't mean better in the terms of CW's not good. They deserved a Netflix series where they
I
could have
see.
went all out and cursed a little bit and had a little bit more yada.
Like Luke Cage could honestly have been more CW.
It should have been.
Maybe, yeah.
It should have been.
But it's not, I mean, it's Marvel, DC's different things.
First season of Iron Fist definitely should have been CW.
Right? Yeah.
It would have been forgiven. That's all I'm
A
saying.
CW actor would have actually learned how to do martial arts.
Well, he was training and it was wasn't
He
it rushed?
was quote unquote training.
But he got better. His fight looked better season 2.
Yeah, because people had been just trashing him for an entire year.
He definitely had that social media moment where he plunged into the criticisms.
Yeah,
It
he
was
said
like,
something wonky. I can't remember what he said.
Oh, he
yeah.
got sensitive? Oh, okay. I
He
didn't
said
see
something
that.
wonky, and everyone was like, "What?" Like it was
White boy, what?
Yeah, it was a
Your
week of
girlfriend
just
looks better
blame.
than you right now fighting, bro. I believe that she whooped a
And
little.
not only does she look better, like if you look at the practice footage of her she looks great. And then when you look at the actual footage of like the scenes of her fighting those cage matches,
his season
I
1
was
fights
like,
were horrible because I was just like, wait, he's supposed to be the ill dude and like,
Yeah.
yo, you ain't tough fucking with Daredevil.
And
That's why he ran through him.
Right.
That's why Daredevil ran through
Oh,
him.
he's talking in Defenders?
Oh,
Yeah.
But even her the actual scenes were not shot well.
yeah.
They were kind of flat. Like I was like, you guys are doing
Nah,
really good
you're
work
right.
in there, and I'm just like, I'm not getting the excitement I should be getting off. Of it.
Yeah.
How we feel about Jessica Jones season 2?
I have, you know what? I still haven't watched season 1.
Okay, so you can.
I love
you can
Jessica
talk.
Jones.
You like season 2 more than 1?
I like the actress.
You like
It's not that I like season 2 more than season 1. They both feel as if they're an extension of each other, and that's a good thing.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like it has that Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings-esque feel like it was filmed together instead of the Matrix cut off. That's why Matrix Reloaded
And then in Revolution.
was just you're falling asleep in the theater because first of all, you didn't even really, you had one tiny bit of a scene at the end of the Matrix to show Keanu Reeves flying, and then in the season, and then the second installment, he's a superhero. Superman.
He's Superman.
So you don't like raves, is what you're saying?
Never got a good enough MDMA pill, so I'm not a fan. Just
Okay.
never happened.
I think season 2. I want because I didn't, I
love season 1.
I don't read it. I love season 1 because I thought the
criminal aspect, the thriller, crime thriller,
rape shit, mental shit. It was really cool. It was different because it's like she's not fighting; she's fighting these mental these inner demons.
It was a story.
It was a story.
It wasn't just a whole bunch of shit blowing up and you trying to humanize superheroes.
Right. And she had some really she's always gonna have some issues to work through, and she liked to get some dick, and I liked seeing the girl just be like.
But that's a part of the rage serum that she took, and I like how they delved into that. Season 2 tugged all the heartstrings because you're dealing with the aspect of you just found your mom. Your mom is literally batshit, and she's trying her best to become what you were created to be, which is it's just not going to happen. So you have to look at how that story grew, and it grew on people. Punisher is going to be another one of those that's going to grow on people because it's
I can't wait.
It's talking about, and it's also addressing the PTSD aspect of veterans
in the best way,
in the very best way.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, Punisher. Well, that came out 2017, but like obviously it did its thing. It was like end of the year. I love how they did Punisher.
But getting back to season 2 of Jessica Jones,
yeah,
what did you like about it?
I liked the growing conflict that Trish has with her because Trish really wants the hero shit.
Do you know who she is?
Well, I read about it and I learned that she eventually becomes
Hellcat.
Hellcat.
So there are villains and Easter eggs planted in all of the Marvel. Like we knew who Bullseye was, even though he didn't.
He didn't have a Bullseye suit.
I loved season 3 of Daredevil. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I'm raw.
Yeah.
So I like that Batman Year 1 vibe he had with no suit running around. Ugh.
You liked him going back to the blind suit? I hate that blind suit.
Nah, it was the beginning of the end of the beginning. Yeah.
Beginning of the end of the beginning.
The beginning for him was his consistent and unfortunate tie to Stick and Elektra. And those two anchors prevented him from becoming fully the Daredevil that we know and praise. The one who can beat Spider-Man. The one who can single-handedly take down the Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
He's not that guy yet. He's very close now because he's had to cut ties. You got to remember, the Daredevil that we love and praise, he runs his own firm.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So he's not
even there yet.
He's not there. Okay.
I think the even though I haven't gotten through all of Daredevil,
I love Daredevil season 3.
Man.
What they're doing with the costumes is very smart in terms of each phase of building him to the
even Punisher. Shit, he was white. He became white suit.
Yeah.
Kingpin. Sorry, Kingpin.
So when you build him to like peak Daredevil, the Daredevil that we know that we like the most, they're using certain iconic comic era costumes to represent those growth periods. And I can't remember the name of the dude who did the black suit run, even though I can see the freaking art in my brain. But like when he goes back to the black with the white ties on it, like that specific suit is that specific thing where it went from like kind of that late 80s period into the 90s where kind of lost that. So that like I love how they're building that up and using that as a mirror.
You make a really good point because you have to think about how they're not like, and because I watched a show where the characters kind of leaning towards more fully filled out. And when we go to the CW Arrow and stuff like that, we'll get into that later. This is Daredevil. This is from the beginning, so this isn't the product of Matt Murdock. He's the rich lawyer who's built his stuff up, and then he's also took his losses as a hero, and he's fully formed. This is him. This is the start of it.
Yeah.
And season 3, like you said, those ties that he had, he's not past that yet.
That's it. Yeah.
So okay, but all right. So now that being said, with this situation of them getting canceled and they can't do the show for 2 years, those characters can't be used. What's going to happen? Is this all we're ever going to get from these shows?
Disney has a streaming service that's launching next year.
But Netflix says you can't use their characters for 2 years.
That's fine. They don't need them. Like not
Daredevil?
right now. No, they don't need them right now. They're playing a long game. They can't even make any X-Men movies until 2020.
Yeah.
So they're playing a much longer game.
So you think fans are gonna? Well, I guess if we can wait 6 years for Young Justice, then we could wait. I guess 2 years. For
Daredevil.
I haven't even looked at the. I'm gonna have a whole day for that, my dude.
Yeah, we gotta have. We should do a meetup and watch Young Justice.
Yeah, I'm down. I'm down.
Do a weekly.
I'm so looking forward to that.
Get together. We should have a get together for Young Justice.
I'm paying for the DC service just for Young Justice.
Me too. I'm saving my Christmas money.
Yeah.
Okay, so we like Daredevil. We liked Luke Cage. Iron Fist 2 step up. Jessica Jones was cool. So they pretty much all this year of shows was pretty good. There was no
all
L's.
legendary in my opinion. They didn't falter.
Right.
And big ups to Iron Fist for improving.
Major improvement. It sucks.
Episode 1 was like, whoa,
out the gate. They was elemental and everything.
I think those are the showrunners that they had for the Defenders and for the second season of Daredevil.
It shows. Yeah. Well, the choreographing I noticed from season 2
way better
of Daredevil. Daredevil season 2 was just on a.
You liked it or no?
The most out of everything so far.
Really?
I mean, the hand was so shady.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw a different version of the hand in the Defenders.
Right.
The version you saw in Daredevil season 2.
Yeah, break that down for me.
It was horrific. It was on some Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street type shit. All day, every day. They were cutting down people in the hospital, the ninjas, when they fled down from the roof. That was so epic,
I got to think about shit like that. Yeah.
I'm
about to watch season 2 because I've gotten my girl like invested in all my shows, and so now we're tonight if we have time tonight, we'll probably watch season 1 finale, and then now she watched season 3 with me because I was like, you can kind of understand what's going on. She dug it. Yeah. Then we watched season 1, and then she's gonna probably start Jessica Jones on her own, and we'll watch Defenders and all those. But season 2 Daredevil, we're about to probably get into.
My only beef with Luke Cage is the continuity of his skin. They need to be more accurate. For instance, there are scenes where like they just kind of lazy writing.
Yeah, I can see.
And I know you know what parts I'm talking about.
Yeah,
it's
convenient when they make him a powerful guy, and not convenient when he gets knocked out or taken out. But then it's like, when is he ever gonna fall if he's that powerful?
Because when he went against Elektra and Bushmaster made sense, but when he went against Elektra and the Defenders, Luke Cage,
yeah.
I wanted to see. You saw that Elektra was strong.
Right.
But I wanted to see him get broke, like how Bushmaster broke him down. I wanted him to get broken down like that by Elektra.
Gotcha. And it should have happened.
Yes, it should have.
That's a consistent issue against pretty much all comic stuff is when you have someone who's kind of OP trying to get it so they're not overshadowing whoever the main character is if they're not quote unquote the main character.
Yeah, we're always just gonna have that battle.
Yeah, like when they kept knocking out Willow when she became like heavy witch, you just had to knock her out like the first 5 seconds of the fight, or else she'd end it. Right. Yeah. So that makes sense from a certain.
Yeah.
They kept doing that to Wally West last season in Flash, and that used to make me real mad.
Let's get to the CW.
Pivot it.
This is the moment we've been waiting for to talk about CW. So, let's do before we talk about the crossover, this year's annual crossover of Elseworlds. Let's just talk about how we like the shows how they ended last season, and then how we like them so far, but going into their mid-season breaks.
Go ahead. She can take
Flash.
Okay, yeah.
Let's
so the
start
Flash.
Flash.
Okay, so my biggest problem. Okay, so one of my problems last season with the Flash and just in general is like the treatment of Wally West. Also in the comics has been just real shitty lately. So to me, it's not so much that. Okay, I get it that you don't want to make teen Wally super powerful. That's fine. That doesn't make sense. I mean, that makes sense. He's young. He didn't, and Wally didn't become that great until he was an adult and using his powers in the comics. So that's fine. I don't mind that necessarily. But if you bring him in and you're like, oh man, he's already better than me, and then you just nerf him all the time and like kind of gets like taken out of fights real easy, and it's not like, it just doesn't.
Especially if you want to fast track him as already him being faster than Barry at a certain point, and
you have to convincingly use that as development. That always bothers me. However, I like Flash in general. I really like the actors on that show. I think the biggest problem with that show previously, which they seem to be kind of being better at this season, is it doesn't matter who the name of the show, whose name is on the show. Every superhero show is an ensemble show, and you have to treat it accordingly.
I hate that. I'm kind of like, I feel like their casts are way too big now.
But that's the way it is. That's how a cast is. Like you have your love interest, you have your support team, and then you have your villains. That you have it. That's all it is. And also, just from that's 22 to 24 episodes every year. You need filler episodes. You need A, B, C, D, E plots.
That's true.
So that they're
just not making the fillers has not been good.
Favorite villain from the Flash?
All
time
on the show or comics.
On the show, not
on
comics.
The show. On the show.
So from
because my favorite villain isn't on the show. He hasn't been on yet.
I think.
What's his name?
It's not Reverse Flash. There's another Flash that nobody's ever seen. Not Zoom. There's another Flash. He's a part of the Speed Force Strong. He's like way later when DC got remade.
Are you talking about
I forget his name.
The New 52 one? That's the brother? Yeah. It's
I forget his name. It's a weird ass name.
It's weird.
Okay, but
it's Wally's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah. Shit.
Bruh, that villain is like...
No, he's good. He's one of 7 speedsters that haven't been on the show at this point. I can name them all.
God damn, there's 7 more that he has.
Fam.
There's the Russian trio.
Yeah.
There's Max Mercury. There's Bart Allen.
Max Mercury's deep, too.
Yeah.
They keep doing Mercury Easter eggs for years.
Yeah, they haven't
really
gotten into them yet.
There's a reason, because it's probably one of... That Flash will take the spotlight away from the Flash, because he's just... There's so many layers to him.
All right. I'll sit on it.
Tornado Twins, which are a version of... Well, technically... Iris's Nora is a version of the tornado.
Yeah.
Before we get it,
anyway, sorry. Yes, villain.
Favorite Flash villain so far in the 5 seasons.
I think Thawne is probably.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that season 1 arc just because of how emotionally connected it was and how he planned it and everything,
and how he got to do he was a great villain on Legends too. Like he got to jump over and do the whole Legion of Doom thing. That I think that
Legends was good.
I like Legends this season.
You
because it's ridiculous.
I hate it's getting hard for me to stay on it. They're so cartoony now.
I had to binge with a lot of weed.
My biggest
it is struggle now.
No, my biggest
struggle.
There's a couple of I think that from a episode to episode thing of making it like a movie of the week genre situation is a great way of them being able to use both a time period situation and a vibe to tell their stories. It's a kind of sloppy show altogether because the basic premise that it's built on is weird, and kind of awful, and you I kind of hate half the people. You
kind of feel like the foundation is always moving,
and
like on thin ice, kind of.
I mean it helps that like the guy who. There's a fucking what's his face who is a serial sexual abuser.
Oh yeah,
and behind the scenes, now that he's gone, I think a lot of the stuff that's been bothering you about other shows will start fixing itself.
Yeah,
because
you talking about the producer that guy?
Yeah,
okay. He was the Supergirl producer, wasn't he?
He was on all the
Pretty
shows.
Much, his name was on everything.
He was on he was on Supergirl. He was on Legends, and he was on Flash.
Supergirl's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, so
it's funny because I stopped watching Supergirl this season because I couldn't take it after season 3.
Well,
was it Rain?
The Rain thing was horrible to me.
I was fine with it.
Rain it was just trash.
I liked it.
I did not care even at the finale. Just like this is a waste.
I mean,
I felt season 2 was so much better.
I think
it's sad that my favorite episodes involve Superman. That's all I gotta say.
Right.
Well, because it's nice seeing a good Superman for a change.
Why didn't they pick this dude for Superman?
I don't even have a beef with Cavill. Cavill could be a great Superman if you let him. Same with Ralph. I didn't mind Ralph as a thing.
Cavill can act.
I'm not saying he can't act. But here's my thing. Okay, here is my thing. First of all, Superman is 6'4", fam. Okay, there's a reason that he's 6'4" because when he goes against certain superheroes and supervillains, there's supposed to be a height differential to kind of just give you that intimidation, but also give you that realization. Right. When he goes against Darkseid, Superman usually towers over all of his freaking villains, except for Darkseid and Doomsday. There's a reason for that. I feel like Brandon Routh was the best Superman. His Clark Kent was damn near perfect. He just was in a shitty movie.
Yeah.
Right. That Bryan Singer did that one, right?
Yeah. It's not Henry Cavill's fault that Zack Snyder kept casting actors who are much taller than him for different parts.
So dumb.
That's not his
So
fault.
dumb.
So
Ben Affleck is a good Batman. I'm
he's a
going to
good
stand by
Batman.
Ben.
I thought he was an excellent. He's the best Batman
good
we've seen
Batman.
in the cow. I don't know about
the
his
Cow.
Bruce
Keaton
Wayne
was
yet.
solid.
In the cow. Okay, gotcha. In the
Because
cow,
we didn't
yeah.
get to see enough of him as Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah,
see
He's got like
enough.
2 scenes of it, basically.
And you know what bothers me about how Batman's perceived now. If you watched Batman the
Paul, this is
animated
definitely going to be a
cartoon,
two-parter. We're going to split this up so I can take next week off. All right.
I'm just saying, like, huge
We'll
Batman
talk about
fan,
this
huge
forever.
Batman
Oh, shit.
fan.
Yeah,
And
my
that
nigga.
ink. and
He
that
has
ink.
007-esque characteristics where he will wear a mask like Mission Impossible Tom Cruise and go into the crime syndicates
Yeah.
and pretend to be a henchman. He'll do things to put himself
As
Bruce on some pimped out. And you only saw a flash of that in Dark Knight. That's it, where he took down some of the exact, and it was like, that's it. He took a guy out with a shotgun and kicked a few dudes out, and then jumps out. It wasn't enough. I want to see that Bruce Wayne in a $3,000 suit or $200,000 suit beat ass, and then just all right.
He kind of did that in Batman vs. In the extended cut, you see him do that when he goes into the fighting ring and with KGB.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They put him in that. I forgot that.
You got to remember, people got to watch the extended cuts to see the brilliance.
Would you like
No, it's true.
a spicy hot,
No, it's true.
Give me a spicy hot
take?
Spicy hot take.
She's funny.
Spicy hot take. The Nolan movies actually ruined DC movies. For
That's
the
what
current
everybody
time.
says.
And it's because
what? Which one?
That's everybody.
the Nolan movies.
Yeah.
Because they sent a specific. They sent a benchmark for something that only works for that one guy.
Yep.
And now everybody else was like, "Oh, what if we do
Let's
this?" And
replicate it.
it doesn't work that way. Not only that, but the third movie retroactively ruined the other two for me.
Yeah,
The
because
third
they
movie
tied
is
in
so
No
bad.
Man's Land. They tied in three graphic novels that
Yeah.
I loved.
Yeah.
By the way,
They try to do in the Rises.
And not only that, but just from a basic.
Tom Hardy
psychological-
should not have played Bane.
But he was
Bane is
he's
not
memorable.
5 foot, fam.
I know he's short, but
No,
shit.
no,
Don't want him-
absolutely no.
like-
You didn't think Tom Hardy, that voice though?
I love
I
Tom
loved-
Hardy
I
as
was
an
born
actor.
in it,
I
raised
love
in the
Bane
darkness.
voices.
Maybe he could have done the voiceover for the dude they chose.
I would have done yeah.
Bautista should have been
Batista.
easy,
Yeah.
and he's turning into a very good actor.
Yes.
yeah, he is growing.
true.
He's making strides. Okay,
Yes.
so
digression. Going back to the TV
Flash,
show.
we said our villain.
Yeah.
What was it? What's
Thawne. Thawne was my favorite.
I would. I liked the Thinker. I thought he was really good because
Oh boy,
because they burnt us out on speed villains because the
Yeah.
Savitar should have been like a season 8 villain instead of season 3. I thought it was too soon.
he
to
was
pull that.
way too soon.
way too soon.
But that was buff as hell, though.
Yeah,
Right,
no.
right,
He was,
right.
what they did with it was interesting, but way too soon.
That's my favorite villain.
Which one?
Savitar?
Savitar was
Really?
beastly.
Why?
Because it was like some Marty McFly go dark shit.
Fair enough.
That's why it had that.
He said
everything.
He said
you-
y'all banished me because I wasn't the real Barry Allen. Yeah,
when-
I felt that.
Man,
I felt that a little
That's
bit.
like, what if Marty McFly took that one turn and then created another spin-off Marty McFly who stayed alive and
Right.
came back in another DeLorean like, I'm going to take your wife.
Yeah, and you know what? Because y'all was mean to me, I let Biff fuck my mom.
Damn.
I saw you setting me up for a joke. I'm like, I gotta go for it. All right, all right, sorry.
That just made me think of a thing that had nothing to do with
Because
what you
there's
guys
always
were
this thing
talking
about it's like, yo, Biff was trying to rape Marty's mom. I haven't
Yeah,
heard
no,
that hot
legit.
take for years.
But he was. Have you seen the movie recently?
It's been a long time.
It was super Me Too moments in that.
Like legitimately, I just watched it not
Back
too
to
long
the Future
ago.
1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that was straight. He was gonna rape her, like
Yeah.
straight up.
And then this cut scene in Back to the Future 2 where he goes back and he's like trying to jump in the car when he just got his car back from the manure, and you see the extra scene where he was walking down the street and she actually had her dress for the dance, and he's like really grabbed her up. I was
Okay,
like,
okay.
Yeah, no.
damn.
Biff is a rapist.
Seriously.
But you
Straight up.
fucked with Savitar.
Yeah, Savitar was good.
Savitar
I
was-
liked.
I felt the build up. The build up was so much. It was great build up, and then just the letdown. Like I just kind of
You
felt
wanted
like
him to go
pacing.
out harder.
they might have did it maybe 3 episodes too late. Also,
It's a pacing issue,
it was a pacing thing because by the time it revealed, I was like, I don't even care anymore.
which is what the Thinker was a bit
Yeah.
of a pacing issue too. Because I
they-
forgot it was I forgot all the stuff, and
They used him better though.
They did.
but they were so
Neil Sandiland, he was really good.
they needed a
was a great
secondary
villain.
problem for them to be dealing with, so that it wasn't just him constant. Like, Barry, why would you go and break into his house without a mask? Like, why didn't you break in dressed as the Flash? It's the dumbest shit ever. So I don't like it when you have somebody who's super smart, where you dumb everybody down.
CSI got he made a lot of dumb mistakes for somebody supposed to be like an older hero.
Motherfucking CSI.
And this isn't young Barry Allen. This is veteran. He's been through
this is almost veteran Barry now. This is kind of like
he didn't already go in the Speed Force by then?
Yeah, he was already in the Speed Force for a long time.
I can't call him veteran Barry, but he's like a grown Barry. Like Oliver is the veteran.
He should be smart enough Barry.
Smart enough Barry. I'll give you smart enough Barry.
Like, especially as the CSI.
So you're a Savitar and you're Thawne?
Yeah, Thawne. I'm gonna go with Thawne.
I'm gonna go with, I gotta go with Thawne, man. That shit was just so well.
Nobody likes Zoom, huh?
Zoom is good.
What was it about Zoom that you felt was a letdown?
You know what was a letdown? Is the finale, because of how they made it like a Crisis on Infinite Earths. It's like, how are you gonna go from there if you have to top saving all the Earths in a race?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That was the only problem. If they had made the race a little bit smaller, maybe just for 2 Earths, that's it.
Yeah,
for Earth 1 and Earth 2. But to make it like the whole multiverse, it's like you're making him like a series finale villain.
They went to
a nemesis.
Yeah.
And he's not a nemesis.
He's not. I like the Jay Garrick kind of thing.
That was the only part that I liked.
That was cool flipping. That was cool flipping.
That guy was a good actor on the.
Yeah, he was.
Teddy Sears was good. He wasn't. Nothing wrong with him. It was just the way the end game fight off was just not a smart tactic, because it just made it seem like, well, where can he go from there? I think that's why maybe Savitar struggled.
Yeah.
And
I think more than any of the CW shows, the Flash should go to that kind of 12 episode split, like, and have two
halves. Yeah,
like connect somehow.
2 villains for sure.
Yeah.
They can't. Sometimes they just can't have one big guy
for 25
a big bad. Arrow can always handle one big bad, because they do several little fillers where he fights other stuff.
Where are the fucking rogues? Where are all the fucking rogues?
They're not even using
They
rogues
should
no more.
have a actual rogues
I miss Speedy.
club now.
Oh, Season of the Rogues?
Yeah.
Okay, let's stay on Flash before we go back to Arrow.
Yeah, so my biggest problem with the Flash 2, my biggest beef is they have not built up the rogues, and they keep having a single episode and never having anybody
This
back.
cicada guy? Trash. They used that dude I found out he was on American Pie. That episode when he's in the hospital, like, that was horrible.
I still like.
I'm having problems.
He's fine. Like,
But there's so many
whack.
good things about this season that I do like, that I'm just
You're in it for the
waiting
long haul.
for him to be just done.
I don't think Cicada is the big bad.
No, he's
just
not.
Really doesn't
there's
feel
no
like
way
it.
he could be.
He is not the final boss.
You know what they hopefully
yeah.
they could do, because it's not, we still got what I do like about it is how we get like 9, and it's not halfway really, but it's kind of like a little half, because there's still 14 or whatever left. You could do about 5 to 6 of Rogues in the Rogues Gallery, and then get back into the main.
What's Nora talking about?
Oh, Thawne. Yes. Okay.
She's talking to Thawne.
Hold on.
Hey, because that's the big bad that we're waiting for.
Hold on.
It's whoever they're talking.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're skipping steps. We're skipping
steps. Yes.
So Flash, I'm not liking season 4, but I'm gonna stick around because I'm a fan of just this universe.
I like the
I'm
daughter.
committed. I fell off of Legends.
She's dope.
I'm gonna finish Legends. I don't like
through it.
I'm suffering. I'm sorry.
I like Wally West.
You're telling me
though.
Supergirl is good?
It's gotten better, bruh.
All right, I'll give it a chance.
Supergirl this season has a similar issue that I have with sort of watching Jessica Jones and Black Lightning, things like that, where things get a little too real to my emotional space.
Okay.
That it makes it hard for me to watch. So they're doing this whole thing with like this like Richard Spencer ass motherfucker, and I was watching it. I'm like, man,
I can't.
I heard she got fired from the DEO. They put that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like, man, it's really hard for me to watch this shit because it's so real.
I like that though.
No, I do, but
Finally.
it's hard.
Especially after Rain.
Yeah.
I liked that.
I liked it, but at the same time, let's play to our emotions a little more with the connection between friends. That wasn't played out hard enough. Lena and Rain had that, but Supergirl, it was just such a distant.
She was barely Kara last year. There was so much Supergirl.
But also, that homie dude was still involved.
Oh, I'm so tired of Guardian. Jesus Christ.
I don't mind Guardian or whatever. But
What is it? Well,
okay, because I haven't watched any of season 4. Season 3, it was just like, Jimmy's, I need to find my purpose. This is what I am. I'm Guardian. And then it's like, well, and you know that these people are in the business of not showing their face, but because of the black man thing, you show your face and you're going to stand trial and you're going to make yourself a public enemy when you ain't even done that much, fam. You ain't even saved the city, my nigga. Like, you want a trophy? You can't get no trophies. You ain't put in that much work. You only been a Guardian for a year and a half.
Like the Steve Kerr of the team, fam.
Yeah.
He's doing that street level biz.
It's like, yo, you need to.
He's not even on Arrow's level.
You're not even on. You ain't put in Oliver Queen work.
What?
You didn't even put in Diggle work, man.
But
Dick, you. Dig could handle some stuff.
Justice for
Right,
Diggle.
right.
I'm surprised Diggle wasn't Guardian, to be honest. But
I thought they were, they
I
changed
thought
it.
there was-
The Spartan thing didn't work.
whatever,
but-
it's fine.
I don't like sport.
Get to that second.
All right, but let's finish
So
Supergirl.
the thing about Jimmy being a superhero is so comics accurate, though, because like after a certain period of time with being friends, like he's just like, I'm gonna be a superhero.
No, it was. I was fine with him being
Let me
Guardian.
drink that weird potion. Let me get hit with this weird ray. You got a watch you want me to wear? Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
I was
So-
fine with him being Guardian. I just hate the turn that they're taking in terms of the purpose and him trying to feel validated. It just feels like he doesn't know what he wants in his life for a grown man.
It's almost like one of the guys who is making creative decisions
Yeah.
is a serial abuser, is probably a little racist too.
I felt like there was some racism involved in his.
There's racism involved. All these
okay.
things. Think about how little Iris gets to do. Iris doesn't even get any friends.
Iris is annoying.
I don't even think Iris just doesn't get any fucking develop her own. She is
I
an
think-
accessory to
yeah,
Barry. She doesn't
I
get to have a
think
life.
that
Well, they tried to
she's
get her
a
back in the
good
field more to do a
actress,
reporter. She's not a bad
but
actress.
she's written very horribly.
She doesn't
yeah, they
get to
do.
do
Yeah,
anything.
They write-
Caitlin's probably written worse than her.
Yeah.
This shit with her father.
Caitlin's the only.
Come on.
Well, Caitlin can't get a storyline that doesn't involve her and a dude.
And then now this ice shit is like she wasn't a meta. She was.
She's
yeah,
talking
She's-
facts right there.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's facts.
Caitlin
as hell.
can't exist without a man to
No.
care
She
about.
can't. It's
And-
like she's always heartbroken.
Yeah.
Just garbage behind the scenes decisions.
I like
And-
Cisco's love story.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Cisco's
that was
great.
cool with vibe.
Cisco's
And the
great,
girl.
but Cisco's
He's
also
one of my
dude.
favorite
No, I
characters.
love him.
No, I love
He's
Cisco.
Great.
I'm
I just
curious.
think
I felt like they were gonna. I don't know what they're doing with Cisco right now, but I want to see what happens.
Yeah, he's got something that they're building.
there's going to be a
towards.
big thing.
Yeah,
He's
And he
gonna
could
be-
even get a spinoff. I feel like
He could.
Cisco could get a spinoff.
Yeah.
Vibe?
Yeah.
I would actually prefer him take Caitlyn with him to a spinoff
those
because
two
then
need
she'd be
something
able
to
to
do.
get something to do that doesn't
Killer
involve.
Frost is legendary
Why do
in the
Yes.
DC
I think
universe.
they can use Elongated Man and throw him on Legends because he can help
Yes.
Legends because Legends is suffering. You know what happened? All the characters that left Legends, I didn't realize how much that was going to hurt until this year
Yeah.
because now they only have like 3 of the original, and
I knew it was going to hurt when Mr. Cole was gone. I knew
Oh, yeah,
when he
yeah,
died.
yeah, yeah.
When he died, I was like, yo,
Snart. Yeah.
get out of here.
Snart's
Yeah.
the guy, man.
He was an anchor actor on that show.
Yeah.
for sure. And Stein leaving too. Firestorm. I didn't think I was going to miss Firestorm like I do now.
Oh yeah, you were.
Yeah,
Get out
yeah.
of here.
Yeah. No,
You
I
didn't
get
miss
it.
the other guy.
The acting though of Martin though. Martin.
No, I'm talking
More
about
racism.
the
Jackson.
Jax.
Jackson?
not Jackson. I'm talking about the other dude before Jackson. You didn't miss him.
Oh,
Ronnie.
Robbie
you
Amell,
didn't.
who's
So it was
Robbie,
hard
yeah.
to because like he was in another show that I really liked that was on the CW, and I think that's the only reason why he got casted.
And he's also Steven's cousin too.
There's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people forgot that. Yeah,
Finger guns.
Family. But I would have been
he's
cool
not
with him.
bad.
Okay. He wouldn't have been.
I think he's a good actor. I didn't
He
say
was in
that.
2 episodes.
I
Like,
think
you
it was
can-
cool to make Firestorm diverse. Let's get a black guy in there.
Yeah.
That's
well,
fine.
it's also comics vaguely accurate, even though they had the actual guy that is the black.
I don't
Firestorm
like
is a
how they
different
write
thing or
Jackson
whatever.
either. I
No,
don't
they
like-
didn't. I mean, Jax could. I didn't think the guy who played him was good. The last year's crossover when that
British.
nigga could not cry when Stein was dying, like all you had to do, he had to put his head
horrible.
down because he couldn't get
It
tears
was
out.
horrible.
He's
That was horrible.
British, right? That
Yeah, I'd hear it
Like,
slip like every
yeah.
episode, at least once.
But
an
he's
episode.
like
I
hardcore,
expect
like
more for them too.
like get like
the
yeah.
Brits.
No,
So
but
can-
he has a hard accent to
cover
mask.
up.
Yeah, so
I-
that's why he
I-
sounds like he's from the Bronx.
I mean,
Hey,
It's fine.
it is what
I'm just
it
saying,
is.
I'm just
I
throwing
mean,
that
he
out
had a
there.
good run. He did 3.
you gotta be talking in your sleep, getting all that money.
Right.
Yeah.
So
you
he'll
better
be
listen into
fine.
it.
He'll be fine.
I've-
Can we get some Arrow talking?
Please.
How we like Arrow so far this year?
This is the first season I've watched Arrow since 4
Why? When 5 was masterful.
because
You didn't like Damien Dark?
season 4 made me hate Oliver so fucking.
Well, the way that Felicity soap opera shit was at its worst.
I
It was
couldn't
out
do
of
it.
hand.
Yeah, I just
This
couldn't
shit
do
was
it.
out of hand.
And also they were treating
As much as
Curtis
I like-
very disrespectfully, and that was the thing that really
They were
broke it for
punking
me.
Oliver. Yeah.
I couldn't. I was like, Curtis is he's a fucking he's a silver medalist.
In the comic books, Curtis is way harder too. Let's
Yeah,
keep
it's a
it
whole thing.
100.
Well, it's
more of
He's
an alpha.
way
He's more of an
harder.
alpha.
He's not gay in the comics, fam.
who cares?
Well, that's
I don't even
but
care
no,
about the
that's
gay
CW.
shit.
No,
Like it's
not that bothers me. Don't take there's gay dudes out there that are alpha still. And he could have still been an alpha. All this crybaby shit when he gets to the front lines, stop that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Colton Haynes is an alpha. When he's Roy Harper is hard.
Because so it's a constant disrespect.
Season 5
of
is
him.
masterful of Arrow, though. I'm sorry.
I hear that. I understand. I'm probably never going to watch it because
I'm not mad at you for
I'm
that.
just I can't.
I'm just a
Like, it's really
diehard Arrow fan, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I didn't like Stephen Amell when they first casted him. You know who I wanted? The dude that played him in Smallville.
we talked about
I
that.
thought he was perfect.
Justin Hartley is great. They can bring him back for the crossover next year. But Boop.
She was like, I kind of missed those out.
How we like Arrow so far this year, though?
Arrow's been really
It's
good.
good.
That prison, I was like, they did the best prison run of any of the shows so far.
Michael Jai White. Can we talk about
Let's
Michael
talk
Jai
about
White?
Michael Jai White killing that shit. You got to give that man more to do, man. He should not be the guest appearance dude on
All
the
his
show.
scenes were really good.
He's always good, man.
And how, like, you could tell that Stephen Amell was like, I'm gonna do more of my stunts when they were doing that run, that 2-layer
long
run,
shot fight
because
scene.
that was Michael Jai White the entire time.
Yeah, and you can see
it was
the
him.
fight scenes where the intensity was heightened
Yeah.
each time you saw them in the same.
Yeah.
You know
This
what I
dude's
mean?
50 years old, still killing these niggas, man.
And he don't look a day over 35.
I'm stuck. I tweeted when I was watching that sequence. I was like, I would not like to actually be punched by Michael Jai.
Not even.
Fuck no.
That
An old man
your
knuckles
soul would just depart out of the back of your
Shang
body.
Tsung.
I don't want that foot either.
No, don't want none of that.
Now, I thought they did a really good storyline of A and B of Oliver having a conflict every week in jail. They had a little Talia jump in. They did kind of like a who's the guy in Batman who always operates on people, the crazy dude that's always in the asylum?
Hugo Strange.
They did like a Hugo Strange kind of thing.
Black Hugo Strange.
Black Hugo, whatever. I took it. It was cool. I was just like, as long as I can stay interested in him being in jail, I'm down with it.
I would have been down with just Hugo Strange.
Just regular ass Hugo
really?
Strange.
I don't understand why they just didn't do.
I thought Bricks was good. I thought
Bricks was good.
a lot of people make the case that Bricks would have been a good season villain for him, like a good big bad.
He wasn't smart enough.
Maybe a second big bad.
He wasn't smart enough.
Bricks is
He just wasn't smart
He
enough.
would've
He didn't have enough vision.
because they had that 3-episode arc in season 3 when he came in.
Right.
And this guy
Okay.
that was running them ragged. What's his name? I don't even like to remember his name.
Diaz.
Diaz.
Okay. How we feel about Diaz?
I hate him.
Overglorified villain.
All right.
I hate him, but that means he's doing a good job playing the part.
No,
Yeah.
he
But-
doesn't deserve the mantle of even supervillain or nemesis. They're building him up like he's a nemesis. He's lasted for too long. You know who deserved this level of attention? And he kind of got it, but he didn't really get it all the way.
Who?
Ra's al Ghul, fam.
Yeah.
But you
I'm
can't-
sorry. Racist.
Sure, but you
And
can't.
Damien Dark.
They
You
shouldn't have
can't
killed
keep
him.
stealing Batman villains and putting them on an Arrow. That's the problem.
gotta
with
give
Ra's
her
al Ghul.
so
You
many
can't keep
facts.
doing it.
Deathstroke is an Arrow villain,
Yes, I know, but he's also really a Titans villain. But
but Arrow's the one
He
that
was
took his
first,
eye out.
but-
Oliver took his eye out, so
Do
he's
you
a
know
villain.
who
But who-
Deathstroke is? He's from.
Yeah, he's Clotham T-Tine. I know.
no.
He's from Batman's whole story
Yeah.
arc.
But
And Arrow took his eye, but
That is
the
true.
only
That
person,
is true.
the only people he's been actively trying to kill for years.
Merlin.
No, it's
Well,
the
he won't
Titans.
kill Merlin.
It's Dick Grayson. He's been
you're
trying
talking
to kill
about-
Dick
we're
Grayson
talking
for
about Deathstroke.
like
Okay,
5-10
yeah,
years.
Deathstroke.
Sorry,
Right.
yeah. So
But he's
Anyways.
got. But
Ra's al Ghul should be bigger. He should
Prometheus was
always
a good villain made for the show. Prometheus was
Prometheus
a massive villain.
is a JLA villain. He's a
Nah, but
Justice
they
League
made him
villain.
dope. If you
They
watch
did,
season
but I'm
5,
just
you'll see
saying.
how dope Prometheus is.
No, he's not bad, but I'm saying they got him from Justice League, which is fine. They should take more people who are shared people to put him at. Because
Well, Arrow
Arrow's one
has-
of those characters that they never really built up his rogues gallery that much. He's got like 3 or 4 dudes, and one of them is Count Vertigo, who they
Remember-
kind of had twice,
Yeah.
but not really.
Yeah, they didn't-
Yes.
They killed Vertigo. They didn't do a good job.
Yeah,
of
they didn't
Vertigo.
really, and that's supposed to be like, to me that makes sense.
Well, I
you
think
want somebody that
This year we could get Lady
this shit
Sheba, possibly. I'm hearing Lady Sheba. I'm hearing
We'll see.
the Klansman. I'm hearing the Klansman.
Let's not go too hard on Arrow getting these villains because remember, before this and the New 52, Arrow really didn't have a story arc. He was just a side nigga that would come in and help Batman.
Time to time, or help
And that
somebody
was
else.
it.
Yeah,
He
he was the
had
neighborhood guy.
He really-
I helped the little man. That's always been his thing.
So they're really building a lot of his story arc with this show.
Yeah.
And the New 52, when it bombed, because it was going to do that,
Yeah.
you're going to rewrite everything.
Right.
Come on.
52.
I think Diaz is a cool street level villain. I think Diaz is smart.
Well,
Well,
He can fight enough.
he's a visionary.
what
a
I
visionary,
thought they were
right.
going to do with what they're, I don't think
I met
they're
the
doing
nigga
this
who
anymore.
plays
But
Tobias Church last week. He was
yeah.
here at the studio, and I was like, man, I ain't like it when they killed you in air. He's like, hey, me neither, man. I would have taken some more checks. But he was. But the nigga who played the Cole from the Wire or Walking
yeah.
Dead, he's a good actor, and I
Yeah.
thought he was a good villain.
Yeah.
Tobias.
Well, they waste
Yeah.
a lot of villains. They don't really know what to do with them for whatever
Yeah.
reason, because I don't think they thought maybe it was going to go this strong, but you should always plan like it's going to go this long.
Well, I think since they've learned that they have, you know what, we're gonna try and make the scales more epic with this
Yeah.
flash forward stuff. I think it's pretty cool. I want to see how that's gonna shape out. And I think now that they have a Miko Queen, we pretty much know that she's there now.
Yeah. So I thought they were going to turn Diaz into Bane.
With that serum thing, and then it didn't
Yeah,
really,
and then they didn't do
happen.
that.
I don't know.
So then I was like, okay, so what are they gonna, because I know that he's.
But now Diggle's working with him behind his back now. Apparently, in season when they get back from the break.
I met him in real time at Whole Foods in Sherman Oaks.
He's a nice
cool.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
cool.
met him a couple of times.
Cool
He's a
dude.
very large, nice,
Huge
dude.
arms, huge arms.
Yeah.
Don't want to fuck his day up.
Well, because it's that thing where you see people on TV and you realize that all actors are shorter than you think you are, and you're like, oh, that guy looks really huge, and then you see him in real life, and they actually are huge, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh,
Motherfucker was ripped.
But I think Arrow's been good so far.
biceps the size of your head. He's
Probably.
a big fucking. Dude.
I'm kind of feeling like they kind of don't know what to do with Diggle either.
Justice for Diggle
he
all day, every
is
day.
A fan favorite.
Yeah,
We do
He's
like
been
Diggle.
a fan favorite since
Day
season
one.
2.
Yeah.
I take him.
They were
since
like,
one. Yeah.
no, I mean like when it got when they
when they-
greenlit it, they were
Sure,
like,
sure.
well,
Yeah.
he's staying
Yeah,
on.
he's
Yeah,
staying
yeah.
on. Yeah.
Just to let you know,
We can't kill this guy.
No,
Yeah,
not him.
He's the homie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
which is a good, to me, a good place to pivot to Elseworlds
Let's do that.
because
Yes.
they had one of my favorite drops of the whole like little Easter egg.
For sure.
was was 90s Barry Allen Flash.
Oh, yeah.
looking at John and be like, oh, you don't have your ring. I'm like, bitch, yes, I knew that motherfucker is Jon Stewart
yeah, they were alluding that for years.
for years, and so at least they put it somewhere.
Put it somewhere.
Yeah, so
Did you didn't catch that when Jay told him you don't have your ring on like you usually do? Remember when when
Are you talking about episode 3?
yeah, when 90s Flash comes on.
I'm on episode 3 than the beginning.
Oh.
On my way here, I was watching it.
spoiler.
I don't care. Tell me.
Yeah, no,
Tell
that-
me all of it. I don't care.
You don't care.
What do we,
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
how do
some
we feel
people
about
do.
Elseworlds?
I thought Elseworlds was the best
I didn't get to see
crossover they've done.
Superman.
You thought
and
it was
Black
the best
yet.
one?
Yeah, that's the last episode. I think it's the best
Yeah.
You'll see
crossover
it.
they've
It
done yet.
happened.
And I think that it helped that.
You like it more than Crisis on Infinite?
Fuck yeah, I like it so far more than Crisis on Infinite. So far, yeah.
I mean, on
Not
Earth
good.
X. Sorry.
Earth X, yeah. Yeah, no, definitely better than Earth X. Even though I liked the first episode of Earth X.
where they were caught
When
in
they-
that concentration camp.
The
well,
wedding
not
shit?
the,
The wedding
but the
shit?
wedding shit when they broke up the wedding shit.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that was a great intro of a thing.
It was. It was some comic book shit. It was like
yeah.
straight out of the comic books.
Yeah,
type shit.
and so
It
I
was.
appreciated that. Like,
It
oh,
was.
To see that on TV is just amazing.
you're trying to fuck up a superhero's wedding. Are you out of your mind?
It was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was really great. And also that was that thing. I'm like, this girl is somebody. And I was like, that's gonna be XS, isn't it? I think I tweeted that. I should go find out. and
Oh,
see
when
it.
she first appeared.
I was
So are they giving this new Batgirl a spinoff
They're
show?
developing it, but I don't know.
Because
if
it's Ruby Rose.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not just throwing her on TV for no reason.
Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna give her.
I
a
didn't
show.
think her.
Batgirl.
No, Batgirl was cool. I don't think her Kate Kane thing was cool. She wasn't interesting. But
She was fine.
the Batgirl should look fly.
Yeah.
Like when she jumped on the car like Batman does, and then had
gotta-
a batarang and then use her.
It's what she's talking about. This Christopher Nolan blanket of belief. It's really tarnishing what people
Yeah.
need to realize about what we would like to see
Batman
versus
do.
what they're like. Oh, we think.
Yeah.
No, stop doing that.
And you have to really because you're already halfway there with Arrow, so you can look at 6 seasons at this point.
Yeah,
6
yeah.
seasons of stuff that you've been doing on Arrow, which is again Tencent Batman,
Mm-hmm.
and take the stuff that has been working
Why you gotta call him Tencent?
because that's who he was.
She's
when he
on
was
point. This is
creating.
big facts.
I know, but
Like-
I just feel like
First of all, Oliver is a jokester. The fact that he's not
yeah, he's still a
cracking
tense guy.
jokes.
I mean,
24/7.
Or it's not.
he's
He
got-
doesn't
work
even
through
do
his
it
nerves.
24/7. It's like
he's got horrible PTSD, man. He ain't never gonna have a enlightened
Nah,
sense.
that's
Well-
how he dealt with his PTSD was cracking jokes.
And he's still is he ever gonna get rich again? You think he's gonna get rich again
Oh,
on this
yeah.
show? How would he become a billionaire this
It's
season?
gonna happen.
You think he'll get rich this season?
he's rich through
Next
Felicity
season.
now. but
Next
yeah, it's gonna be
season.
next
Felicity
gonna
they
be
don't got
next
money like that. She broke too.
No, she has
No,
that
she's
company.
got that. Yeah.
They fired her from the company. She don't get
She still
nothing.
got that money. You have to just because they fired you from a company that has your name on it, you don't think you're getting money.
Severance and all that
And
stock.
she and
okay.
and not
They
only
fired
that,
her from the inside
Yeah.
working, not her stocks,
yeah,
investments.
she's still getting money. Like,
Yeah.
that's just the way that works.
I just like to see him be a billionaire, like him
Sure.
doing like
Eventually,
Because I think what was it in the comics? He had a weapons company. It was
Oh,
Q
yeah.
Weapons, right?
Yeah,
Oh
his
yeah.
weapons, yeah.
It's very similar to Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Arrow is Batman with
But with
Arrow.
his
With
his
arrows.
politic
He's
thing is
Robin
different, though.
Hoodish. Yeah, he's
Like he rather
he's
pays the
Robin
criminals
Hood
instead of
version.
torture, but he's never gonna be Oliver's never gonna get to the point where he's paying criminals or thinking that he should help them
Here's
in a
the
way.
thing. I feel like that's what they're going for this season.
Yep.
Oh, you
Because,
think so? 'Cause-
this also ties into Elseworld because basically this entire season has been, oh, I'm gonna put you in jail and see what jail's really like. I'm gonna they've
Barry
been trying
still
to
puts
do
you in
that
Barry-
before, but they
Ah.
weren't doing it before. Telling people, Oliver, you're a fucking asshole, and him actually listening now versus other season they do it. And all of Elseworlds was just people just constantly dunking on Oliver.
They did.
And I loved every single moment.
You loved
I
it?
kind of did
I
too.
did.
Really?
He deserves it.
Yeah, how he had his whole moment with fucking Barry in the second episode.
Yeah, when they're at the
where
farm.
he fucking shot him in the back with the arrows.
Yeah.
Like, dog. Well, I did that to show you how to train, motherfucker. I did that just to show you how I felt.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You like that shit? Is that fun for you? That wasn't fun for me.
Motherfucker, I didn't need to get shot in the back to learn how to case an environment.
Right.
That was extra as hell.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dick. And again,
So, okay.
you deserved it. You deserved it.
Did we like the Deegan thing with the book? I thought the guy who played Monitor was great.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Solid actor, too.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
really
he was solid.
Delivered his lines great.
And they did a good job at making his hair do that weird thing.
And the suit was
That's a
really
hard
cool.
thing. Yeah, the suit, the hair
Suit was
thing was
clean.
like really like, it's a small detail.
So what
but I
happens
think
in episode 3?
He's basically so Deegan makes himself.
Because they get the book at the end of episode 2. I saw that. So they
Yeah.
had
They
the book.
lost it again,
They lost it
and then
because the Antimatter took it from them.
Monitor takes it from him. He gives it back to Deegan. He's like, try harder to make a better reality. And then Deegan's making himself Black Superman. So that's why you're gonna see Superman's face off, because Deegan changed reality to make himself Black Superman, and then they're gonna get Superman from 38 to come and help them fight, and then just try to change everything back. So
It was really good.
Oh, I'm about ready to watch this.
It's a good fucking
I liked
fucking
for
show.
the episode 1 and 2. It's just good.
Yeah, it's the
I like
best one.
Elseworlds was cool.
And I think
the episode 2 was my favorite. The Gotham thing was cool.
Yes.
Gotham was-
Yes. That's the one I just watched, and it was good.
trying to think which singular episode was my favorite. I don't really know.
Third
'Cause I
one was
just-
kind of like,
It all
okay.
kind of ran together, but I liked all of the Kara, like.
Well,
Kate
she had a purpose in
stuff.
episode 3. Before, I didn't feel like she was needed.
Yeah.
You didn't like the scene in the second episode where
No, it
they
was-
were on the farm?
It was good. It was good. That was good.
That was dope.
That
was
And they
good.
kind of did the little
Yeah.
small.
Supergirl was good in it this year. I think episode 3 is where you see her shine the most, though.
Yeah.
She's built
And
her
there's some-
character
Yeah.
well now. Because I'm going to be real with you. Season 1 of Supergirl, she looked reluctant to play the character entirely. Kara and Supergirl looked like somebody convinced her, like, this is the role you need to take in order to springboard your career in Hollywood.
I also think that was part of her playing newbie superhero. And I think that was the way that
Maybe
was.
I'm being too critical.
You gotta take her lumps. And she
Yeah,
has to take
like
her lumps.
I mean, it's
Real talk.
It's her
but I
origin.
think that's the.
Yeah.
I think that also is part of
'Cause
that
there's
is
a big
side product
improvement
of that. Yeah, I
on
think
her
that's a
part.
byproduct
And
of
now
that because
she-
now she's very confident as
Oh, hell yeah,
So I
she
think
is.
that
Yeah.
that has something to do with it.
How do you feel about Martian Manhunter not really playing a
They didn't. That was
effervescent role?
whack.
Well, he's being he's being a pacifist.
It's just
now.
because it was a Supergirl episode. Well, I haven't watched the series. I'm talking about Elseworlds. He's in there, but not for like 5
yeah,
seconds.
he comes in for a
It's
hot
not. He
second.
doesn't really have a
But
big
he's
purpose.
being a pacifist now because his dad died. So he's trying not to fight people. Not a
not-
pacifist,
I'm
but
not-
he's like trying to be like.
I'm not feeling him not being a part
It's
of it.
almost like in the Justice League animated series when he leaves and then
Yeah,
he
that's
helps them
exactly
right
what
before
they're
the
doing.
finale. That's kind of like what
Yeah.
they got him doing. Now.
But that's exactly what they're doing. But they're actually like seeing what he's doing.
Oh,
Of course.
so-
that's basically what they're doing.
And
in
is that why?
season of Supergirl.
Is
That's
that why
he's
Supergirl's better? Because
yeah, it's
now he's gonna have some villains that he fights along the way on his journeys.
well, he's not. He's doing more. He's okay. So there's a thing happening where these Richard Spencer ass motherfuckers are targeting aliens and beating them up and doing all this stuff. So John is kind of on that detective level of like
gotcha.
he's helping out. He's actually been hired to like help track down people and doing all this stuff. So he's doing this one-on-one stuff as opposed to doing the high level DEO stuff. Now he's amongst people.
Okay.
So that's what he's doing.
Because
And he's-
remember, his dad was like, "You're over here." Remember that one episode they were at a park, and he said, "You're on your phone. You're not even a part of.
yeah, you're not even part of the world.
You're
yeah.
not." So he really took heed to that after his dad passed.
So now
It's
he's going to live,
He wants to
travel.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to be a part of the world he's
And he's-
supposedly supposed to protect. Now.
Yeah,
right.
and he's been so angry and like all that kind of stuff. So now he's trying to be like chill.
Okay.
So he's trying to help people without.
balancing.
He's
Like,
kind of doing
He's
what
balancing.
Wally did on Flash.
Yeah, he's-
Exactly what
That's-
Wally
yeah.
did
All
on
right.
Flash.
So-
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. That's why he's not really fighting people, and that's why he came and he was like rescuing civilians like during the fight.
Okay.
So,
All right. I'll take that. How do we feel of them this now going into Crisis next year? And what do we think Oliver negotiated with Monitor?
so my thought is
So he goes to see Monitor, and
Okay.
they don't talk about what they say, but he comes back and he's able to help Barry and Kara solve a problem.
I think the trade that he made was he found a way to fuck up Deegan as a price.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think there's an additional price that he will pay next year. I don't know what it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
But I think there's going to be a secondary thing that happens.
Do you think this was too soon to do Crisis next year? Like they
No.
could have did one going into Crisis, or they had to do it next
You
year?
got to do this next year because I don't know if Arrow is going to be on after next year.
Yeah.
So
It's
you're
the
going to have to do
longest
it
running
next year.
show.
8
out of all
seasons.
the-
But I feel like
Yeah.
it could go like 10, like Smallville.
I don't think they
could.
want to, though.
I do feel the same way.
It could definitely do because they have so
Yeah.
much shit that that held them back because they were just committed to flashbacks.
Yeah, but why? But why continue to have Arrow on, which you were kind of using as a cipher for Batman, when you could have a Batwoman series and use all the Bat villains?
Yep.
Really?
And I think that's why they're doing the spinoff with Batgirl now. They're already going to release a
Batwoman.
Superman show spinoff from Supergirl.
I hear that's what they're thinking about doing.
Yeah.
Thinking they're doing it.
And
You
I
think
think,
Legends? Okay, so all right. So do we think Legends gets canceled this year at the end of this year?
Probably.
I think they do one more
One more season at best. And that's
because
to
they have
close
to
the book.
prep the next. Yeah, they have to
They gotta-
prep the next thing, and I think they're going to maybe break more of the shows down into short 13.
You gotta go
episodes.
shorter.
So
And I think that will help everybody. Honestly, you could have 3 times the number of shows on.
Flash is gonna outlive them all, though.
Yeah, Flash is
Flash
still
is
going.
gonna go
Supergirl's
to-
going to go for a while
I
too.
hope no Supergirl. Should.
one thing I
It's
really,
going to.
I know this is kind of off tangent and I got here late. I don't know if you guys covered this, but there's just one thing. It's not even DC related. It's Marvel related. And it's just because I know we got to get up out of here soon. I was late.
Yeah.
What did you guys feel about, how did you feel after watching the Avengers new trailer that just dropped?
Oh,
I'm not watching it. Anything.
Oh,
I'm
I
trying
watched
as
it.
hard as I can to not
Fuck
see
that.
a trailer.
No, I don't care.
It's fine.
Spoiler alert. It's too bad for you then, dude.
Is
I
that was it that good?
it's
Ew.
a lot of people got in their feelings about it. I didn't feel one way or another about it. Too.
I read
feel like
I read Infinite Gauntlet, the
Oh, yeah.
older one
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the newer one, so I have an idea. But I know they've gone so off kilter when
yes.
it comes to what we read versus what we're seeing. And I like the fact that, yeah, why the hell would I want to rewrite and reshoot a carbon copy
Yeah,
of something that's already been done? That's not creativity. That's called,
yeah.
We have a word for that.
But if that shit is 50 years
Plagiarizing.
removed or 40 years removed, and these kids who are going to see the movies didn't even know about that, then you really wouldn't know it's carbon copy.
I
think it's hard to do
But-
it now in the state that it is because it's so different.
There
It
was
should
a lot
always
of
be adapted
questions
for sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
All right.
And I think a lot of answers are going to come through the Captain Marvel movie.
Yes.
Well,
Well,
there's a lot of
I didn't realize how
speculation.
Green Lantern similar it was.
Nova
you
and
didn't
Green
know?
Lanterns are the.
I don't read the comic. I just
The
watch
main
TV
thing.
film and
Carol
I
Quotes, yeah.
and I do Wikipedia history searches.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, no, it's half the Kree people and like the Nova Corps. Nova Corps is really what the Green
Okay.
Lanterns are. That's the real
Gotcha.
parallel.
All right.
Man, I'm
And that's
so mad
why
we don't
Nova-
have no Novas.
and that's why the Nova movies have not been released because Green Lantern bombed so hard
Mm-hmm.
that they needed to give that time, and that's why they've been building towards this because they got to release Nova Corps. They
Okay.
like and
You,
this,
you can't do the next part without a Nova.
yeah, you can't. And the fact that the first invasion in Avengers 1 wasn't the Kree was like a mystery to a lot of people.
Everyone was like, well, the Chitauri is the
just-
Kree, right? And they're like, yeah. We're like, no. No.
The Kree, like how they were running through the Chitauri, you're not gonna run through the Kree like that. Each of them are a beast. Like each individual warrior is not to be trifled with.
Okay.
And
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll just go see the trailer now. I was trying to look because I think Marvel sometimes gives us too much.
yeah, no, this trailer doesn't really give you
It's
anything.
not revealing, but it makes you ask that one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Shuri still alive? Is that what you're asking?
Well, is Tony Stark gonna be a part of this movie? And I think and I just want to see how. I think too.
Can I tell you what I think
I
it's
have
gonna
a
be?
few theories, but I would love to hear yours.
It's specifically going to be Carol that's going to pop up.
I think so too.
There's
Who else?
who else? I mean, they could.
There's nobody else in space because
Somebody on Twitter said Korg might pop up in the ship, but there's ship in that secondary ship that they had.
because
But
now
that ship got blown up.
where did Gamora's sister go?
Oh, she just bounced.
I think she was just like, fuck it, she's dead. I'm out.
Yeah, no, she's 100%.
I'm gonna go find Thanos. I don't give a fuck where he is.
Yeah.
I think that she's still on that tip.
Her sole mission in life
Was to kill Thanos.
Is to crash a giant ship into his body.
Did you see how ill that was though?
That was ill.
That's dedication.
Yeah, I will get a ship specifically.
You heard him say she almost killed his ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's like she's like, I don't care if half the universe is gone. I still got my mission.
Yeah.
So I think like I kind of talked about before in terms of Infinity War, but it's not the question about who dies; it's who remains dead at the end of the next one.
Yeah.
So thank you. So who do you think remains dead?
She
Tony's
said
dead. I'm 98%.
Tony and 80% Cap is also dead.
Yeah.
Okay, so
those two die.
Yeah.
supposedly the theory is that Captain America sacrifices himself for the next Soul Stone, and yeah, because what happens is they shrink. Here's theories, just theories. Ant-Man down small enough to go into the dimension where all the people that left are. There's a dimension where they are.
Yeah.
They're still in existence.
Right.
And somehow they infiltrate that, put together the Soul Stone, like they basically build another gauntlet.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we think Ant-Man? I forgot Ant-Man was.
I liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought
great.
the Wasp was
That's cool.
dope.
Yeah.
She was as dope as she should have been.
I saw it
I
on
appreciate
acid,
it.
so I had to watch it twice.
That might have been a mistake.
Yeah, it was a very big mistake.
Might have been a mistake.
Okay. All right. So that's how we feel about Avengers. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go back to
Yes.
DC and then we'll wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
So with Crisis on Infinite Earths, I think they should probably go back to probably get 4 episodes because they could tell flex.
I would run them through all.
Huh?
I would. This would be the
And
one
Black
time.
Lightning, you
yes,
do all 5 or 6 or however many shows on next
I
year.
would run them through them all because it's such a big story that I think you need that extra time.
And also, are we going to see setup episodes at one point throughout the show, respective
Only on
shows this
Flash.
year, to going into Crisis next year? Like, are we going to see a little bit of things on Arrow that kind of
They have to.
they have
They don't have a
they have to
choice.
see stuff from
I
all
don't
of
know
them?
about Arrow, but
Legends is going to have.
Legends probably because they deal with time shit.
Legends needs it to be relevant.
I think so.
Let's
too.
just say that because
And
it's
that
true.
probably explains why they wanted to keep them out of the crossover too. Because
I'm
if
glad
they're
they
going to be
kept
dealing
them-
with the.
I'm
dealing
glad
with
they
the
kept them out of the crossover.
Yeah, and
I was exceptionally happy because you know what? If they didn't, I would have had to go back and watch all their shit, and I haven't, and that was perfect.
Well, actually, this year, did you really need to?
Watch Legends?
No, I'm saying
Any of the
any of the
shows,
shows didn't really require you knowing what happened.
It was pretty standalone.
because they just it was very standalone because it's like episode 1, you see Oliver wake up in Barry's world or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You didn't really. There was
And-
nothing that happened in there.
The stuff you needed to know, they said because they were
Right in
not
the beginning
right
of the
body.
episode,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
like, oh, Felicity and them, or we're having they're having problems. Like that's news to me. Like,
Oh,
that
you know what I really liked? There's probably still to this day one of the best game trailers that we've ever seen, which was for DC Universe, DC Online.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like, oh
Yeah,
my
that's
God,
great
that was one of
I love
I still YouTube that shit sometimes.
Which one?
DC Online Universe.
It's a
It's
great
like there's a trailer for the game
Oh, okay.
where every hero is getting his ass handed to him. It is
it's
pretty.
It's actually, I think it's
legendary.
the opening scene for the game when you
Yeah,
go
it
back
is.
I'll
to.
check it out
You
later.
need to, and
So-
it is pretty much a replica. What they did for the first episode when they show old boy giving him the book, that was almost very. It was very similar. You just didn't see the build up to Arrow being on the ground and the Flash crawling, but they showed the build up.
All those characters on the ground.
versus
Yeah.
like them just being on the ground. It reminded me of
Yeah.
the trailer. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, this is clean.
So what do you think? With Crisis, like, is it going to be so epic?
They having calling their shot already are going to be in a world of hurt if they can't do it. It doesn't even have to be like super like. It just needs to be on par with Elseworlds. Like I
Yes.
think you don't have to do like super extra
You're
stuff.
trying to,
But
I
like,
think when you try to overdo it,
and I think that they do need to have Black Lightning in this one.
it's concerning that he's not doing any crossover episodes yet.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I was kind of weirded out by that.
I'm okay with it because I was similarly okay with Super.
How are you okay with
because
it?
Think about how
At least
the
with the
Arrowverse
Flash.
treats its black characters.
Yeah.
And think about how this show would have been different if they tried to start it in that world.
It would have been fine. She would have been just in another city.
There's one character they treat with moderate respect, and that's Dingle, and that's it.
Yeah.
Moderate
Moderate respect. And Diggle in the pilot got his ass whooped by Oliver. Like he was put in such a secondary position, and not even a secondary.
Well,
It's
they just wanted to show the difference between military training versus Oliver's training.
elite
Sure.
combat,
Yeah.
martial
but
arts.
they did it with a black dude.
I feel her to the max.
Damn.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I just
who's
it's-
bigger,
who's bigger, and
stronger, and faster?
But Oliver's will, the white man's will.
The great white height.
Okay, guys.
On that note,
Yeah, we gotta wrap up. So I thank you guys for really taking the extra time, especially T, sticking it out
Yes,
for us. This is
you're
probably gonna be a
welcome.
two-parter.
woo woo.
So I
of Barry.
can stretch this shit out and just talk about what you got coming up, and plug your socials and everything like that.
So I got episodes of Women Wrestling Friends podcast.
Woo.
You can follow us on Twitter at Women Wrestling F. Add us. Talk to us.
Do it.
And then anything else that I do, I talk about on my Twitter mainly, which is at Misfits Tamara, MISFITS TAMARA. You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really post a lot. You'll get a bunch of pictures of my friends' dogs and stuff, but you can get that sweet photo action if you want. That every 3 weeks I post a photo action. So that's basically.
And Barry,
when is this?
This is gonna come out. We can put it out Thursday. This Thursday and next. And then next Thursday. So your episode, I'm gonna save it when you came in for next week.
Okay. So just to give you guys an idea of how to follow me and follow whatever I have crazy going on, you can follow me on social media at Dingleberry Keith Co. That's my Instagram, Dingleberry Keith Co. And then my Twitter is You Talk Way Too Much. Instead of saying TO, you use the actual number 2.
Like Prince.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight I have 4 different spots that I'm going to after this.
My man.
And
get it on.
My last few shows of the year, I'm doing a spot at West Side Comedy Theater this Thursday. This Thursday on the 20th, actually, when one of these episodes releases.
All right.
I'll be there doing City versus City. It's LA versus San Francisco. It's like a game show, comedian game show kind of deal. I also am doing the Tasty comedy show at Milk Tavern. It's a really good, it's a good spot, actually. I love they have beer infused ice cream there. It's lit. And you guys want to check out my old podcast, Flavors Podcast. It's still on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play, along with SoundCloud. My new podcast that just got greenlit at the Comedy Store.
Congrats.
It's called, thank you very much, appreciate that. Insufficient, it's called the Insufficient Funds Comedy Show. I also... Yeah.
I know a lot of comics can relate to that situation.
Relatable content.
Yeah, man. Listen, if you guys Instagram, Twitter, you can follow me, add me at Nick of Comedy. Let's see. I got a show Friday night, UCB, 10:30, I think, Cornbread Kitchen. We're going to be doing some improv. And then we're also doing the Best of Inner Sanctum show on the main stage at UCB Sunset on the 26th. So if you guys want to just check us out, remember, just follow me at Nick of Comedy. It's for the culture, man. I had a great time with you guys. Thanks once again for coming through, talking this comic book shit that I love so much. Go see Aquaman, go see Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yes.
And man, if I don't talk to you guys
money.
again,
Give the brown people money.
Give money to the Browns.
We need money.
The Browns and the Blacks need money.
You can hit me on that Cash App at Misfits Tomorrow.
Nick of Comedy on Venmo.